Serious, what are the scariest places on Earth currently known to man? Underwater caves would be pretty high up on my list, if not right up at the very top of it. Joe Rogan did an interview with a guy who scuba dives in caves. His description of the time he almost died in cave was absolutely harrowing. My dad used to cave dive. Made and sold videos of different underwater caves in Florida and Mexico. I breathed in his respirator once while I was above water, and even that was too claustrophobic for me. He passed away several years ago, but his body spread his ashes in his favorite underwater cave. This is more eerie than scary, but towns that have been flooded to make a reservoir. The idea that there are people's belongings and houses down there, at the bottom of the lake, preserved in the cold water. They did that to make Lake Lanier in Gar. There is an entire town and cemetery under that lake's surface. Many people die in it every year, and the rumor/urban legend is that it's haunted since a lot of people die under suspicious circumstances. It's also a major source of drinking water for the Atlanta metro area. Like New Londo. Fucking Snake Island. Something crazy like 2 snakes per square meter lol. Golden Feather Lawns as well. One of the deadliest snakes on the planet. Saw a documentary about it. 100% would not visit. The street at Bolton Abbey. It's a river in England that looks almost quaint but is anything but. If I was stupid rich to eccentricity, I would love to build a temporary dam and water rerouting just because I want to see what it looks like underneath. That thing sounds like such a fascinating area. I'm on the other side of Britain but still slightly worried about falling in. After watching the movie The Lighthouse, I would be terrified of spending one day there. Just the idea of being in a small rock in the middle of nowhere with no communication and just one small accident from death terrifies me. There's a lighthouse on an island near Antarctica just off Tasmania that records weather and a few other things. It has 2 people at any one time and they stay there for 6 months, and the only way to contact anyone off the island is through the satellite phone there. The only way off or on is through helicopter. That just screams prime killer spot to me. My aunt has signed up for it. Watched that with my so about 2 weeks ago. That final scene in The Lighthouse was absolute nightmare fuel. Awesome movie, 10/10ths. Nutty Putty Cave. I would like to take this opportunity to traumatize a new generation with this old-ass Angel Fire webpage I saw long ago on this very website, about a creepy spelunking expedition. It's a long read, but one I haven't forgotten. Enjoy. Also, apparently, Angel Fire is still around. That's such a horrible way to go. That is my worst fear, crawling through something like that and realizing you can't turn around anymore, and the more you struggle the more stuck you get, slowly knowing you will eventually die. Norwegian volcano constantly spews sulfur in gas and liquid, lit up with bright blue flames, and has a lake of acid with pH down to 0.5. Godzilla is there, I just fucking know it. Oh, I've been here. It's not scary at all and actually really interesting to see the flames in the early morning. Not really anything scary but kinda creepy, so here goes. There's a coal mining town in PA called Centralia. It's unknown how exactly it happened, but the mine caught fire in 1962 and the underground of the town has been on fire to this day. Basically a ghost town with a population of like 5 people. This town also apparently is the inspiration for the game Silent Hill. It was, supposedly, the burning of garbage in an open-air dump that had an exposed part of the coal vein. You are almost right, however, the town was an inspiration for Silent Hill the movie, not the game. The Mariana Trench. Just read on it, 1960 was the first time man reached the bottom. Took till 2013 to do it again. Sheesh, 7 miles deep. Looked at a few creatures. Goblin shark? Haha nope. Edit, 70 miles to 7 miles. Edit number 2, 1970 to 1960. Yeah, it is terrifying that you can literally drop Mount Everest in there and it wouldn't even come up to the surface. Antarctica, with temperatures that can drop down to 89°C, winds up to 300+ km/h, thousands of km from the closest inhabited nation, ultra-low population density, which the supermajority are concentrated at various camps, and just a place of ice. Get lost and you're dead. Hell, any place in remote Russia, Canada, Greenland will do. Just drop a person off at the right place during winter, and there's close to 0% chance of survival, even with rescuers looking for you. Top of Mount Everest. You are actually dying as you stand there. Edit, dying as in your body is actually shutting down, and you will die just by being at greater than 8,000 meters if you stay too long. Please elaborate. But imagine taking a picture of the view up there. Must be the most beautiful sight you ever see. And last, I visited a place on a tour of World War II events around Europe that gave me absolute chills. It was in the middle of the woods, a big pit with steps cut into the side that we carefully walked down. It must have been about 20 feet deep and 50 feet from side to side, empty save for a single wooden post riddled with bullet holes. Horrible, but so were a lot of other places we'd been, but this one was weird. It was in the middle of a forest we'd walked through, full of birds and other wildlife, but here it was silent, completely still. No wind, no noise, nothing grew through the packed earth. It sounds stupid, but it was like nature rejected it. It felt poisonous. As soon as we walked away from it, all the sounds of nature started again. Freaked me out. That was 26 years ago, and I've never forgotten how it made me feel. That's creepy. That's really spooky. I'm curious to learn more about this place, like whereabouts was it? There is an island in Brazil. The island has 1,500 meters length by 500 meters width. It has at least 45 snakes per hectare. How scary is that? Would be worse with fuckloads of spiders, tbh. What do they live on? Surely all prey have either died or got off the island. I live in India, so jungles, in which elephants and predators live, are pretty scary. Days are pretty cool, but after twilight it's scary. This, basically in section of the world where humans are not directly living, kinda terrify me. And I mean the jungles in this case, not India. Obviously India has a lot of people living in it, but yeah, jungles, deserts, ocean depths, all terrifying. Probably because of the animals mostly. These places often have some combination of scary looking animals, poisonous/venomous animals, animals that can eat me, animals that can kill me by sitting on me, no bueno. Hoia Baci Zoo Forest in Romania is considered to be a haunted forest. Some people went missing in that forest. The shepherd who went missing with a flock of 200 sheep. Visitors of this forest also report strange feelings of nausea, anxiety and being watched. Isn't that the one with circular clearing in the middle and all the trees being twisted to point towards it? Edit, can't spell also. No, I don't have much info, I've only heard of it. You can look at it on Google Maps though. I was there about 3 months ago. Sure, it's creepy, but not as bad as it sounds. However, I'd recommend giving it a visit. There's quite a few places to see. The ocean. We know more about other planets than we do below the surface of the ocean. There is an estimated 100,000 to 10 million species that are undiscovered. Point Nemo, also known as the loneliest place on Earth, is located in the ocean. The closest island is the Pitcairn, which is still 2,700 km, 1,677 miles, and inhabited by approximately 50 people. If you were at Point Nemo and the International Space Station were to pass over you, they would be the closest people to you. Not only is the ocean lonely and cold, it also has lots of pressure. If you were to be placed at the bottom of the Mariana Trench with no protection, you would be crushed with the force of about 50 jumbo jets. Which is around 25 million pounds or 12,500 tons. Pitcairn isn't a particularly pleasant place either. The North Korea/South Korea border. Less of creepiness, and more of direct danger that makes it so you will most likely die within seconds. More than likely there have been hundreds, possibly even thousands, of people that were shot or blown up in that area with their remains never retrieved. It wasn't the border itself or the views into North Korea that I found unnerving. It was that lone train station to which barely any trains call. It's just weird how pristine and massive it is with nothing around it. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.